So surprisingly, a lot of you wanted me to film another back to school makeup too after my last one that I filmed about a week or so ago. So today I am bringing to you a 15-minute, like 10 to 15-minute back to school makeup tutorial. Even if you're not going back to school, this is perfect for work, whatever it is that you're doing. It's quick, it's easy, it's user friendly. Also, it's all affordable. I did want to use strictly affordable products in today's video. If you do have, other things at home, if you're a little bit more bougie than what I have to offer in today's video, then use the steps to get the completed look. It honestly doesn't even really matter what products you use. I always like to keep things somewhat affordable on my channel because I want to show everyone out there that it does not matter what products you use. As long as you take the right steps to get the look, you will look fly, you will look amazing. So that's kind of like our motto here. So if you guys like that, then make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, click that little bell, and also don't forget to like the video if you like it. So with that, I have a lot of things I want to get through in a very short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get right into it. For me personally, I always start my makeup looks off with my brows. So today I will be using this. This is the Ultimate Brow by Wet n Wild. It is a retractable brow pencil. So you get a spoolie on one side and you get the retractable brow pencil on the other. This is more of a thicker brow pencil, and what I actually like to do with this, let me get my mirror. I do like to take the pencil and I will underline my brow all the way. So I'll start at the very front and I'll also underline the tail area right here. And I do like to press down just a little bit harder towards the tail, and then I'll flip the product over and I'll take the spoolie and I'll lightly start blending out that line because I don't want it to be stark and harsh. Now it really just depends on the day. Sometimes it takes me 2 minutes, sometimes it takes me 5 minutes, sometimes my makeup looks can go from 10 minutes to 15 minutes just because of my brows. So I feel like my brows literally take the longest to get like perfect and right. I also like to take a little bit of that brow pencil right above my brow and then I'll comb the spoolie through my eyebrow hairs. Now for me personally, I've been doing my brows so much different. I've really been drawing them in or filling them in super light, and then I go in with a brow marker directly after I do this step. So I do like to create some kind of shadow. Now, it's definitely not going to be perfect. Like, look at this one compared to this one. It's never perfect, but it always comes together. I feel like using a spoolie really allows you to kind of blend the product, and you could always use your fingers to kind of clean up the mess. But so far, I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to work on the tail right here. So now that I've created a little bit of shadow in my brows, the next thing I like to do is I like to go in with a brow marker. I found this one by Revlon. This is the Color Stay Brow Shape and Glow in the shade Dark Brown. So there's like a marker on one side right here, which I like. And there's also like a highlighting powder for like your brow bone on the other side, which I also thought was very unique. I've never tried this product before, so we're gonna give it a go. I've really been looking for an affordable brow marker to do this step because I do have one from MAC that I really love, and I feel like this is gonna be really pretty. So what I do here is I just take the brow marker and I flick it upwards, creating fine hair-like strokes within my brow, and this gives me more of like a piecey brow look. If you're not into this, you could definitely fill in your brows however you want, but this has just been my vibe recently. All right, so now that I have these little piecey strokes filled in on my brows, I am gonna go in with a little bit of concealer. The concealer I'm using is by CoverGirl. This is the True Blend Undercover Concealer. I'm using the shade L300, which is a little bit on the light side, so I am gonna use it very sparingly. I'm gonna take about that much, and I'm going to take a brush. This is an M421 by Morphe, and I'm going to simply use this to carve out underneath my brow. That would happen to me when I'm doing a 10 to 15 minute makeup tutorial. Just saying. Okay, back to our scheduled programming. Then whatever's left over on my brush, I'm just going to lightly run it above my brow just to kind of shape this area. I'm not going in with any additional product just because we really don't even need that much to shape out this top area. So this is what my brows ended up looking like. They do look a little bit different than what they normally look like because I did switch over to a different brow marker because this is more of an affordable toot, but I don't think they look too bad. I think they look really pretty. I am going to go in and color correct. Today I will be using the No Flaws Under Eye Concealer in the shade Peach by Collab. You can find Collab at Sally Beauty, and I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. This right here is by Wet n Wild. It's a part of their Pac-Man collection, which I think is super cute. And I am going to color correct underneath my eyes. Now I did already moisturize. If I am using a relatively good moisturizer, I will actually skip out on primer completely. So if you have a moisturizer that you really like, then use that as your primer. Since I'm not really going in with a lot of product to begin with, I don't see the point in priming, but I do see a point in color correcting. So if you struggle with under eye circles, I definitely recommend going in with a peach or salmon colored concealer to really combat the blues and greens underneath your eye. Now I also have a little bit of blues and greens right here on my upper lip, so I'm going to take some of this color corrector and just dab it right here. Now the beauty with color correcting is that it doesn't really even need to be perfect. You really just want to get it on the area where you need to color correct, and then you can kind of move on to the rest of the face. All right, so I think that's looking really nice and blended, you guys. I am going to go in and spot conceal with some concealer, so I'm not going to go in with a Real Deal foundation. I will be using this by CoverGirl. These are brand new. These are the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealers. I do have a few different shades. I have L300, M100, and M400. I think my closest shade to my skin tone is going to be M100, so I am going to use this to spot conceal. So I'm only going to put this like on my chin area, also a little bit here on my cheeks. Most definitely going to take it underneath my eyes and anywhere I put that color corrector, because obviously I don't want my skin to be peach colored, so I do need to put this concealer in the areas where I put the peach concealer. To blend it out, I'm just going to use a damp e.l.f. sponge. So I'm really just taking my sponge and just kind of patting it all over my face. And this is giving me really, really great coverage while still concealing. You can still see some of my blemishes peeking through like on my chin and stuff like that. But honestly, this isn't meant to be like a super full coverage look. It's meant to look like you're wearing a little bit of makeup, but it's not really meant to be like super full coverage. Just something that is going to allow you to look really nice and put together. I, of course, need to add some of this product on my forehead because if I don't, I'm gonna look a little crazy. So I'm also going to take whatever's left on my sponge and just pat it onto my forehead just to blend everything together. And if I need to go in with just a little bit more of that concealer, I will take about 1, 2, 3 dots and blend that in. So I'm not necessarily using the concealer for coverage up here on my forehead. I'm mainly using it for color just because I do want it to be the same color as the rest of my face. Now that I have that concealer blended all over the skin, I'm going to go in with some loose powder. I'm going to use this one right here by CoverGirl. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Minerals Loose Powder in the shade Translucent. I did tell you I actually really do like this powder. I'm going to take a little bit of this underneath the eyes to set that concealer, and I'm going to take some on my eyelid just so that way whatever concealer I got on there does not crease on me. Then I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush, pick up some of that powder and swirl it in the back of the cap, and then just kind of dust this powder all over the face to set down that concealer, because if I don't set down the concealer, when I put on bronzer, blush, highlight, whatever I put on, it will kind of stick in those areas and it will look very, very blotchy. And you could definitely see that this is a very lightweight minimal makeup look because you can still kind of see some of my sunspots peeking through. Like my skin, it still looks like skin. I know right now it does look a little bit powdery, but it will come back to life here in a second. I do want to go in with some bronzer though, so I am going to go in with this by L'Oreal. This is called Bronze Please, and I'm going to take this, put this all over, and just give my face a little bit more color. I most definitely have to apply a little bit of blush, so I'm going to go in with this by BH Cosmetics. This is the Glowing in Grease 6-color blush and highlight palette. I love these blush shades within this palette right here. If I recommend any of these little palettes by BH Cosmetics, this one would definitely be it. So I'm going to mix a little bit of this shade and this shade together. So Mykonos and Paros, I want to say. And I'm just going to dust a little bit onto my cheeks here. Again, this is a super quick toot, really not meant to be anything too dramatic. And since there's highlighters in this palette, I'm going to use these highlighters to add a little bit of glow to the skin. This one is definitely my favorite. It's called Athens, and I'm just using an ABH A23. I'm also going to take a little bit of this highlight and just pop it on my brow bone and inner corner just to draw forth some light. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray my face with a little bit of the Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray by Catrice. This is incredible. If you guys haven't tried this, I highly recommend. Okay, so while I wait for my face to dry down, I am going to go in with a lip color. Now, normally on the days where I'm doing a very quick 10 to 15 minute makeup look, I'll skip a lip liner completely because lining your lips, it takes a little bit of time. So I'm just going to go straight into lipstick. This is in the shade Bare Affair by Revlon. Love this lip color. It was my holy grail for so long. It really is like such a beautiful, like your lips with better shade. You guys cannot tell me that this lip color is not gorgeous. I'm also going to top off this lipstick with a little bit of gloss. I love a good glossy lip. So I'm going to use the Glowing Lip Gloss by L'Oreal, which is brand new. This is in the shade Tropic Like It's Hot. To add a little bit of shine. Cute. Okay, so now that I've already set my face down with a little bit of the Dewy Glow Fixing Spray by Catrice, it is now time for me to set my eyebrows down and in place. This is by CoverGirl. This is the Easy Breezy Brow in the shade Clear. And what I like to do with my brow gel is I like to just brush my brow hairs upwards so that way I can get like that feathered PC brow look. The next step would be mascara. Now you can just do mascara and just be done with it, or you can do mascara and falsies. It really just depends what you're into and what you have time for. For me personally, I've tried my best not to put on falsies every single day because I feel like one of the main reasons I don't like my real lashes is because I've gotten into the habit of putting on falsies every single day. So I'm just kind of embracing what I have. One of the biggest tips and tricks I can recommend for like wearing your natural lashes is to use a lash primer. This one right here is by Lancome, but I did have another one by L'Oreal, which was really, really good. I'll put a little picture of it right here in case you guys are interested in it. The only reason I don't have it is because I decluttered a bunch of my mascaras and I only kept one lash primer. So I am going to just coat my lashes with lash primer. I do like to do one eye at a time with lash primer because I don't want this to completely dry down, but I like to think of lash primer as a push-up bra for your lashes. It keeps them up, curled, and lifted all day long. Following lash primer, I'm going to go in with my favorite mascara, which is by Milani. This is a Milani Highly Rated mascara. Y'all, love this so much. So I went ahead and finished off my mascara off camera. Also did my hair. I know my hair looks a little bit more glam for a 10 to 15 minute makeup look, but honestly, if you have the time, you have the time. If you don't, throw your hair up in a bun and you are money, honey. I'm obsessed with the look, you guys. I feel like wearing concealer all over the face with a little bit of powder, blush, bronzer, highlighter. It looks very fresh. It looks very skin-like. It doesn't look heavy, cakey, anything like that. Literally the perfect makeup look if you're in a rush and you still want to look put together. You get me? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want me to do more videos just like this, let me know down below in the comments. Give the video a like if you liked it and you want to see more videos just like this. And until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.